Well, they're one of the better teams right now playing hockey in the league, and they've been consistent since the start of the season. I think it's a good opportunity for our group to see, like we've had a couple of these lately here, and to see again where we stack up with some of the better teams right now that are playing good, consistent brand of hockey for the majority of the season. So, whatever term you want to use, measuring stick or how we stack up, I just think it would be it's an important game. Again, it's right before our 3-day break, and you want to go into that break feeling good about your game.
Yeah. Do you look at the standings at this time of year? I mean, it's, as opposed to past years, it's pretty bunched up right now, especially in the Atlantic Division, right?
I always look at the standings. I mean, I always peek here and there to make sure. I mean, you want to know where you're at. You want to see where you're at as far as games played, teams that have games in hand on you right now. We're obviously a team that's played, I think, the second most games in the league. I think New Jersey might be the only team that's played one more game than us. There's a few teams that have played the same. So, I mean, you look at it. We don't talk about it much, obviously, with our group. I think that the focus stays on the process, game in, game out.
That's nice when you get bounces. I just think that our team is getting better bounces now than we were getting to start the year. It seemed like we couldn't buy one to start the season. And it's nice when you get them. It obviously helps with the confidence, stuff like that throughout the room. So hopefully we continue to get some.
How do you feel? Do you feel like you're back to where you want to be?
No, I don't. I don't think I'll get back there until next year. You never catch up after you miss a summer of training. I mean, guys, to make up for 3 or 4 months of training, it's just not going to happen during the season. You can get back to a pretty high level, but you're never going to get back to where everyone else is. It's very difficult to get back to that point throughout the season. Conditioning stuff is much better, obviously, than where it was to start the year. And I was in a lot more pain to start the year than I thought I would. I was obviously trying to rush back and get back into it, and I knew I was going to have to play through a little bit of pain. But I was much more sore to start the season than I had expected to be.
How much have you worked on that over the years, just the shot?
I mean, not a ton, to be honest. As a kid, I grew up shooting with Pat Falloon's old sticks. Yeah.
Why
so they were
his?
cut. He's good friends with my dad. Played with my dad growing up.
Okay.
And so I mean, it was cut down to 2 feet or whatever, and I used it as 300 flex and straight curve. So you kind of figure things out.
Yeah. You would have been what age then?
Oh, I don't know. I used the sticks from 4 to 9 maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where I feel like you kind of have a knack for it. And it's always something that nobody can really take away from you. It's always a skill that you'll have. And I think with the way sticks work now and the technology we have, we definitely have an advantage on, how they used to do it back in the day. But just kind of one of those things I've been lucky to have. And obviously I put a lot of work into it, but not something that I key on for sure.
Yeah. If it was just shooting that meant goals, there'd be a lot of 50-goal scorers, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
You see a lot of guys score in a lot of different ways. And you're not going to get shots aren't going to go in from outside the circles too often. But like you said, guys, there'd be a lot of good goal scorers in this league if shots were all that mattered.